Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MySpace podcast. I'm your host, Smiley, and today I'll be reviewing The Love Hypothesis by Hazelwood. There may also be some noises in the background because my dog is in my room today. So yes, and my hair may have some fun and not work today. Anyways, let's get into this. The Love Hypothesis. Rating. So I have moved my rating onto out of 10 scale because it gives me more range. So now it's not going to be out of 5, it's going to be out of 10. Anyways, I give this book a 9 out of 10. So what I liked was that all of the main character was really relatable. At least to me, she was. And then I like this author. So yeah, because, I want to read all her books, and the only reason why I'd read all her books are because I like her writing in her other books, because I've read a couple of them already. And I may reread them, so yeah. And I don't really know, I just liked it. That's what I am with a lot of books. I don't have, a very good reason as to why I liked it. I just liked it. What I didn't particularly like was how oblivious both were to the fact that they were in love with each other. Well, the fact that the other was in love with them. And yes, it makes sense because that's usually what romance books have in them, but also it gets super annoying. Usually one of the main things in romance books. I finished this book in a day, and I was actually able to sit and read it without having to take multiple breaks, because sometimes I have to get up. Sometimes I have to get up and walk and then come back. Usually it's because I'm thinking, but I didn't have to take multiple breaks like I've had to do it with other books. Another nice thing about this book is that at the start of every chapter, there's this little thing that has a hypothesis. It says hypothesis, and then it has the hypothesis, and then it has something to do with something that goes on in the chapter. So it may just be a very, very tiny bit of the chapter, or maybe a bigger part of it, but it's nice and funny. Not funny all the time, but I like it. POV. It is third person, limited POV. It's all on Olive. But there are 2 bonus chapters that are from Adam's point of view. Genre. Romance. Of course. Fiction. Fake dating. That's the whole plot. And then it's science-y. Not really a genre, but I like to put it down. It's an adult book as well. Not YA, it's not young adult. But it's not as bad as others. But it's still definitely an adult book. So yeah. The plot/storyline. Oh my gosh, I forgot to say something. Look at these painted edges. Look at them. The camera's this way. Sorry, I love painted edges and I forgot to mention it. Painted edges. Okay, anyways. Plot is basically... We could just read this because that's basically the plot. As a third year... Blah, 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 blah. She's a PhD candidate. Oh. Okay. Honestly, I didn't really know what she was. I thought she... PhD student. Never mind. Basically, she's trying to convince her friend that she's dating someone. So, and what I actually have it written. So, so she's trying to date her. She's trying to convince her friend that she's dating someone. And since they're all scientists, everyone's a scientist in this book, scientists require proof. But on one of these days, she's like, I'm going out on a date. And of course, she's not going out on a date. So she goes to her lab to work on an experiment, and her friend comes, and well, of course she's supposed to be going on a date, so she kisses the first person she sees, and that person turns out to be Adam Carlson, who's a young professor. There's only like an 8-year age gap. So yeah. And then he comes up with the idea of them having a fake relationship. Also, they're in Stanford. That's where this takes place. Okay, so that's basically it. Anyways, this book starts with a prologue, which is about 3 years before the book takes place. It sets up some things. So I don't want to talk, I'm not going to say anything about it, but it sets some things up. Blah, 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 the kiss and stuff happens. And then gossip happens because her friend saw it. That was the whole point of the kiss. And she tells some people who tells other people, and then it just gets out. So now everybody thinks they're dating. And then this is when they decide to start fake dating. And it was Adam was the one that was like, let's do it. Which isn't at all like him, because that's not his personality. He is very harsh, basically. And there's also other reasons, but I'm not going to get into them because it says more about the book. So they're kind of forced to do PDA things too because of Anne, who's Olive's best friend. She keeps like, oh, go kiss him, go do this. So they're forced into these things. Yeah. Also, during this time, Tom Benton, a Harvard professor, gives Olive the opportunity to continue her work in his lab because she needs a lab that has more funding for her project. Blah, 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 blah. There's some misunderstandings because, there's always misunderstandings. And both think that the other is in love with someone else because, of course. Then more things happen. Then some bad things happen. A bad thing happens to Olive, which borders on sexual harassment. I'll get into that into the spoiler section. It's not by Adam, it's by somebody else, which I did see coming. Then she breaks up with Adam because their arrangement date so their arrangement basically came to an end, and that was the date when they said that they were gonna break it off. And she does love him, but the reason why she's doing this is because she wants him to be happy, and she thinks it's better this way because, of course, she thinks that he's dating someone else. And then her friends figure out the whole sexual harassment thing. Then she finally tells Adam, then they actually get together for real. And yeah. That last part also happened in the span of, a week. Less than a week. Okay. The epilogue was cute, but kind of sad because it didn't have a lot. It gave no insight to what their future would be. But it was still cute. But we got a very tiny bit of mentioning their future in one of the bonus chapters. So there's that. The bonus chapters were basically just scenes of the book from Adam's point of view. Let's start with Olive. She has a Scooby-Doo mug. I just wanted to say that. I just thought it was a fun fact. Okay, now into other stuff. So, she's felt really alone her whole life. Well, not her whole life, most of her life. Since, she was 15. Until Anne came along, and then eventually Adam as well. And she feels like everyone she cares about will leave her because her dad left when she was young, her grandparents died when she was little, and her mom died when she was 15. She's had no one after that. So, it's hard. and she doesn't want her friends to leave her, and yeah. Other stuff. She doesn't like public speaking, and it's hard for her to explain her experiments to other people, which is very relatable. Like, it's hard sometimes. And public speaking is not fun. Oh, right. So she likes sweets, and she likes pumpkin drinks. If anybody... It's her personality. His is the opposite, and he's like... No. To all that. Oh, wait. Yes, I actually knew she was getting her PhD. I wrote it down here. So, she's doing her experiment on better and faster ways to screen for pancreatic cancer, basically. Because that's what her mom died of. What? I'm probably gonna cut that out. Okay. More stuff still. She's very good at making assumptions. She also apologizes for everything. She also tends to over-explain everything, which are all very relatable because I do the same exact thing. In my hair. In my... Ew. Anyways. So, everything she does is very relatable. And also, she wasn't really into dating or doing any of those things for, like, her whole life. So, yeah. Adam now. Adam has issues. I like how he started that. Adam has issues. Well, he has social issues. With everyone except her. And there are reasons for that. He would literally do anything for her. Like, literally anything. I'm trying to figure out why my hair looks like that. Okay, anyways, he would do anything for her. He understands her a lot. He's also really good at making assumptions. They're just really bad at communication. They can't communicate with each other. He will protect what he loves, so he'll protect her. That comes into play. He doesn't have a lot of friends, and that makes sense with his personality. And all of his students are scared of him. Everyone's scared of him, really. He also has family issues, and I think he may need some therapy. But, like, there's some issues going on there. It's family issues are why he's like this. But it's okay, he's okay. And now, okay. So the reason why she's more forceful in a way with Olive and Adam is that because she wants Olive to be happy, and she's happy for Olive. She's happy that Olive is finally doing something in their life, basically. Like, she's happy that Olive likes somebody. And there was a lot about her that I think that was really glossed over. And I wish that we could have talked about it more because, like, she had a woman in science she had a thing going on there with a woman in science. Like, it was very glossed over, so I wish we heard more about that. Malcolm, just a little bit about him. He's Olive's friend and roommate. He's gay. Now, this is what I want. He has a huge crush on Holden, who is a professor and Adam's best friend. And they do end up together, so it's like... And they go on a double date. Yes. Anyways. Spoilers. Dun dun. Okay. Anyways. So, let's start something big and bad, because we're gonna get into the cute stuff. So the whole sexual harassment thing, that was all. So this was all talk. The only touching was the guy grabbing onto her arm really hard. I want to make that clear. So basically, he said that she's just a mediocre scientist and is sleeping her way to the top. He then goes on to say that that is what she plans to do with him, and there's some other things that go in that he says as well. And she doesn't record. This is being recorded too, so this is how other people hear about it, basically. Now, who is this man? Why? This is Tom Benton. I knew something seemed off about him. Something. But it really only came to light because Holden mentioned it. But still, don't like him. And then later, Adam almost, like, beats him. Anyways, to the good stuff. Okay, here we go. Trying to figure out where I am on my page. So this is at some point in the beginning. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, anyways, so Jeremy, he is another friend of Olive. I don't know why I forgot the name. So Jeremy's a friend of Olive, and they once dated. Kinda dated, not barely dated. And Jeremy and Anne like each other. So that's why this whole fake dating thing, and her wanting her friend to think that she's over dating and is over Jeremy. She's trying to prove to her friend that she's over Jeremy, which she is. Anyways, Adam calls Jeremy what's his face, and I thought at the time that it was because Olive had dated Jeremy and he's a little jealous, but there's a chance that it wasn't because of that, and it's just that because he can't remember names. But I want to stick with the fact that it's because he was jealous. This is in the same scene too, I believe. Olive says, so they're talking about how they're gonna break up in the end, and Olive says, you could break up with me. And you know what he says? He says, because that sounds credible. Okay. Anyways, in one of the ending scenes, when Adam wants to beat the crap out of Tom for what he said to Olive, Adam says that he loves Olive. And I don't know if it was the heat of the scene because things were happening, or if she just didn't hear, but there was no reaction from her. There was none. I was like, where's the reaction? I feel like there needed to be a bigger reaction. She needed to have a bigger reaction. There's another part too where I feel like she should have had a bigger reaction to something, but she didn't. I don't know, a little annoying, but she later admits that she loves him, so everything's good. Everything's fine. Now the prologue. Let's talk about the prologue real quick. The prologue, it literally sets up so much of this book. It's their first meeting. She doesn't know it's him because she can't see at this moment, but he remembers her. And it's from the first time they met. He's been in love with her. So yeah. Just to say what the prologue was. I like that prologue. It was good. That is it. Next book on the table is another Ellie Hazelwood book. And maybe the next one too. So yeah. I just like her books. We can just read all the ones that I have on my shelf. It'll be fine. Right? I have a lot of books on my shelf that we can read, but I want to read other books too. Because it's easier to read other books and give a review on them because I'm reading them for the first time. Yeah. This is what makes me read other books, really. Because usually I just reread the same books over and over again. I have some other books on my shelf that I could read. Do I want to read them? No, because they're so long. But I love long books too. But I've been reading all my books in a day recently, which is kind of crazy, but what can you do? I love to read, and I love reading longer books, and I have nothing to do, so just read. Actually, I do have things that I should be doing, but who wants to do that? I don't. It's winter break. Although school starts soon. Hate school right now. Anyways, that is it. We don't need to hear me complaining about school. Anyways, thank you for listening and watching. Come back for the next one. Go watch the other ones if you haven't. Because, yeah, see the progress. There has been a lot of progress. Anyways, thank you. Have a good rest of your day, night, week, month, year, life, whatever. Thank you. Bye.